guys, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be comparing my cycling performance from the last couple of years and just having a look at how much I have improved. I just want to show everyone what can be achieved if you are consistent with your training and other lifestyle factors such as diet, and what changes I have personally made to get the results that I have attained. I'm going to do this by going through my Strava data and in particular comparing my times and power up Doi Suthep over the last couple of years, mainly because this is a climb that I only get to attempt a time trial once or twice a year, as I only spend a short amount of time in Chiang Mai each year and I spend the rest of my time in Australia. So it gives me a good idea how I've improved over the time span of an entire year. So to start off with, I just want to show you guys what my functional threshold power, or FTP, is, and my different training zones for power, so that way you have a basic understanding of the data. As you can see, my current FTP is 207 watts. This is the power I can maintain for about an hour at full gas. In 2015, my FTP was 200 watts, so there hasn't been a huge change in my FTP in the last 2 years. So how has my performance improved so much if my FTP has barely changed? If we look at my FTP based on watts per kilo, we can now see an improvement from 2.85 watts per kilo to 3.63 watts per kilo. This is a result of losing 13 kilos or 28 pounds in the last 2 years. This is where lifestyle factors such as diet comes into play. I won't be going into detail about that in this video, but if you are interested in how I lost weight, you can check out the videos linked in the description box below. In terms of training, I started to do a lot more high intensity training. In 2014 and 2015, I was consistent on the bike, but I was consistently doing a lot of endurance and tempo wattage, with only occasional high intensity. I learnt how to ride long distances, but couldn't hold high wattage for shorter and more intense rides, such as time trials. I guess you could say I was doing a lot of junk miles, high quantity but not high quality. If we have a look at my best Doi Suthep times in 2015, you can see I was struggling just to do 50 minutes. I was also consuming a diet that was very high in refined sugar, and as a result, I was struggling to lose the extra weight that was holding me back on the climbs. In 2016, I started to incorporate some structured training into my routine, including more high-intensity intervals. In combination with dietary changes, this helped shed a bit of weight off my body, which therefore increased my watts per kilo. If we have a look at my best times up Doi Suthep that year, you can see that I was now hitting the mid-40s, with my best time being 43.47. Later that year, I also did an Everesting, which just come to show that although I was doing a lot more high intensity training, I was still able to maintain endurance. This year I have continued to do more structured training and high intensity intervals. This kind of training has helped my body adapt to holding high wattages up the climbs. As a result of dietary changes, my body has continued to drop more weight, which yet again increased my watts per kilo. Unfortunately, this year I was only in Chiang Mai for 2 weeks, which only gave me a limited amount of time to prepare and acclimatise for a decent time trial up Doi Suthep. In both time trials, I was in poor form and couldn't even hold FTP power, which I can usually hold for up to an hour. In my first attempt, I had barely been in Chiang Mai for a week and was not in good form at all, but I managed to do a 40.33. Soon after that, I became ill and lost about 4 kilos within a week, which I believe was mainly fluid loss, but also from not being able to keep food in my system. At one point, it was a struggle just to make it halfway up the mountain. During my last couple of days in Thailand, I was feeling around 90 to 95% better and decided I had nothing to lose by doing a time trial on my last day. The morning of my time trial, my Garmin gave me a performance condition reading of -9. This is based on heart rate and power data, and this is the worst condition reading I've ever had. Despite that, I managed to do a 39.40 at a wattage of 185 watts, or 3.36 watts per kilo based on my weight that morning. Based on my FTP, 185 watts is only tempo wattage for me, but because I had not fully recovered from illness, it was all I could hold. Even my heart rate was much higher than what it should be for that wattage. If we compare it to a more recent ride where I was not sick and I was in good form, I was able to hold the same wattage of 184 watts or 3.2 watts per kilo for over 2 hours. I feel that if I'd spent a little bit more time in Chiang Mai, so maybe another 2 to 3 weeks, and had fully recovered from my illness, I could have got closer to 37 minutes up Doi Suthep. So for those of you who have been asking me for it, here is some footage from that time trial. My boyfriend Anthony and my friend Josh paced me. The other guys who are riding behind me just came along for moral support. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions for myself or Anthony, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and we might do a cycling Q&A video. I also just want to say a special thanks to my boyfriend Anthony, who is essentially my coach. Without his guidance, I don't think I would have improved as much as I have over the last year. So if you feel you need some extra guidance with your training, he does offer online coaching and structured training programs. I'll put his email in the description below, and if you're interested, you can contact him for more information. Thanks for watching and enjoy the footage.
There are just too many times that people have tried to look inside of me, wondering what I think of you when I protect you out of courtesy. Too many times that I've held on when I needed to push away, afraid to say what was on my mind, afraid to say what I need to say. Too many things that you said about me when I'm not around. You think having the upper hand means you gotta keep putting me down, but I've had too many standoffs with you. It's about as much as I can stand, so I'm waiting until the upper hand is mine.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, watch it drop,
making the rush stop.
just before you hit the floor.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, missed your shot,
making the rush stop.
you think you won, and then it's all gone. So many people like me put so much trust in all your lies, so concerned with what you think to just say what we feel inside. So many people like me walk on eggshells all day long. All I know is it, all I want is to feel like I'm not stepped on. There are so many things you say that make me feel you cross the line. What goes up will surely fall, and I'm counting down the time, cause I've had so many standoffs with you. It's about as much as I can stand, so I'm waiting until the upper hand is mine.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, watch it drop,
making the rush stop.
just before you hit the floor.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, missed your shot,
making the rush stop.
you think you won, and then it's all gone. 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 Now it's all gone. I know I'll never trust a single thing you say. You knew your lies would divide us, but you lied anyway. And all the lies have got you floating up above us all, but what goes up has got to fall.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, watch it drop,
making the rush stop.
just before you hit the floor.
1 minute you're on top,
Mission 9, missed your shot,
making the rush stop.
you think you won, and then it's all gone. 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 Now it's all gone. there are just too many times that people have tried to look inside of me, wondering what I think of you, and I protect you out of courtesy. Too many times that I've held on when I needed to push away, afraid to say what was on my mind, afraid to say what